let's buckle up for a rhythmic journey in the heart of the Garifuna culture with the spectacular Battle of the Drums. Originating as the brainchild of the dynamic duo Mr. Darius Avila and his mother, Mrs. Olivia Palacio Avila, this cultural extravaganza has evolved into a vibrant celebration of drumming, singing, dance, and food, captivating audiences both near and far. From its humble beginnings in 2006 to its international acclaim today, the Battle of the Drums competition and show has become a beacon of pride for the Punta Gorda community, nurturing culture while promoting tourism and unity. And now it is an honor to introduce a visionary leader behind this magnificent initiative, none other than Mr. Darius Avila himself. Welcome, Mr. Avila.
Thank you for the introduction.
So, Mr. Avila, can you share with us the inspiration and motivation behind the Battle of the Drums competition and how you envision this event contributing to the preservation and promotion of the Garifuna culture?
So it started back in early 2000s when we, in my household, at the time, I was living in the same household as my mom. And one day we were having breakfast and we were both lamenting about the deterioration we were seeing in our Garifuna culture. It was no longer vibrant, particularly around the month of November. Growing up, I used to be very used to hearing drums from the 1st of November right up to the 19th day of November. And with that, a host of different activities, Garifuna-related activities. Well, that changed somewhere around the late 1900s. So my mom and I were lamenting somewhere around 2005. And she said, you know what, something needs to be done. We need to do something. Well, at the time, she was up in age. And so I knew that she was telling me that it was time for me to do something. And so I gathered a few of my friends, prominent of which were Mr. Luke Palacio, my late brother, Martin Paulino, and other community leaders. And we started to brainstorm to put together a movement that would see the effect that we are now seeing as the Battle of the Drums, Garifuna Cultural Retrieval and Preservation Initiative.
Well, we are so happy that you were able to put together this idea and turn it into life. But a lot of people don't know about the other programs that are offered under the event of the Battle of the Drums. So can you tell us more about the programs offered?
Certainly. So we recognized that part of what we were seeing were the result of deterioration, of erosion, of lack of support and lack of sustainability. So we thought that we had to infuse certain variables into our initiative. One, we had to ensure that what we were doing would seek to retrieve, would seek to revive, and to promote the Garifuna culture. And two, we need to ensure that whatever we were doing had a level of sustainability built into it. So that it could, in a way, finance itself, so that we could then move ahead in deriving the desired outcomes. So, having said that, we thought that let us try to generate funds on our own. And that's the reason we came up with the Battle of the Drums, which is also a term used to speak about our annual Garifuna drumming competition and show. And in having the show, our thinking was that we would bring large groups of people to Punta Gorda, where we could charge them a fee to be a part of this show, and then thus raise funds that we could then infuse into what we call our Garifuna Cultural Retrieval and Preservation Initiative. That initiative is undertaken under three main areas. So again, we also thought that we needed to be structured in our approach to the retrieval, to the revival, to the preservation, and the promotion of the culture. And so we do that under three main pillars, namely one,
the Garifuna Language Retrieval Program. 2, the Garifuna Drum and Dance and Singing Program. And 3, the Garifuna Community Support Program. So that, in a nutshell, is what the initiative is all about.
It's amazing how this one idea has been able to rebrand throughout the course of years as well as grow. But can you tell us more about the financials? This is a business show, so we would love to hear more about the funding. Is this self-funded? Is this crowd-funded? And how are you able to make an impact and market these events and keep them relevant?
Right. So we know that crowd follows crowd. We also know that success follows success. So we started initially by having the show that helped us to generate funding that we infuse in our cultural activities. But that in itself was insufficient. But because of the following that we started to attract to the show, then it was easy to start to attract sponsorship for the show. So we started to attract corporate sponsorship, as well as we have a wide following of locals who also assist us financially. So given our local support and the corporate support, then that gives us sufficient funding to be able to finance the show and some extras that we infuse into our Garifuna language program, our Garifuna drum and dancing program, and also to help our Garifuna community in different initiatives that is held in the Punta Gorda town area, particularly.
Yes. Now, speaking of Punta Gorda, I'm a Punta Gorda native myself, and many people are always hesitant to make the drive. Can you tell us more about the impact this event has had in Punta Gorda, and if there's been an increase in tourism during the Battle of the Drums competition?
Absolutely. So this event and this initiative, I should say, has had significant impacts in varying ways. It has significantly and positively impacted our Garifuna culture. So now we are seeing, the revival of the culture, not only in Punta Gorda, but across Belize. And we are happy to be recognized as a catalyst to that revival. Outside of that, we are also seeing the enhancement of cultural tourism, because for the Battle of the Drums, for example, we have a large amount of people coming, not only from various communities across Belize, but also from the US. Particularly, we have some folks who we annually come from Canada, for example, as well, and as well from Europe. So we are seeing an impact on tourism, and not to mention the significant economic impact on our district. Our own survey of the economic impact shows that over the weekend that the Battle of the Drums competition and show is held, the economic impact is upwards of $300,000 that is spent in the Toledo district. When you look at the hotels, the restaurants, the small vendors, gas stations, and other activities economic activities that benefit from the event over that weekend.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Unfortunately, we are running out of time, but we do have one last question for you, and that is, what are your hopes for Battle of the Drums for the years to come?
Well, we will continue with the Battle of the Drums. This year is our 19th year. Next year is our 20th year. That will be a huge celebration, so look out for what is on the table for next year. And currently, we are also looking at an initiative that will see a US edition of the Battle of the Drums. So stay tuned for more on that and more.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Avila. Any last words for our viewers tonight?
Certainly. So we have our social media platforms, a Facebook platform, Battle of the Drums, as well as our YouTube page, and of course our website, Battle of the Drums. And of course, we have an innovative way where we have been generating funding, which is our online store. And on that online store platform, you can get a variety of Garifuna items. We are seeking at this time to enhance the operations of that store. So again, look forward to some enhancements and to support our initiative, the Battle of the Drums.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, Mr. Avila, and for sharing your insights and passion for the Battle of the Drums with us today. Your dedication to preserving and promoting Garifuna culture is truly inspiring, and we wish you continued success in all your future endeavors.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
And to our food enthusiasts and pastry aficionados alike, when we come back, we will be joined by the mastermind behind Blue Bakery, Chef Einar Marin. So don't go away.